Hey, what's up? Jason here. And today, let me just address what is this channel about? I want to be very clear about what's this channel about in case you may need to unsubscribe or just let me know to block you so you don't have to see any of my content. So this is replying to Balmation. Now, he's been watching the channel for a little bit since I've been in Zambia. I believe he's married to a Zambian, but I don't think he's in Zambia. And so, as you know, if I'm not doing the normal intro and everything, I'm just getting straight into the subject matter. This is something that I'm being serious about. So I'm letting you know up front, this is a serious video. And I just want to read you some of his comments. And yes, I have changed my mind on Zambia this last few months as far as people coming here to retire. And I'm going to explain exactly why in this video again. So his first comment said, wow, you have totally changed your attitude about living or retiring in Zambia. You're being dishonest now and probably getting paid to recommend certain agents. You are a disgrace. Now, let me be very clear. I live off of my military pension, which I worked hard for. I bust my ass. I went to war to get the money that I earn. I don't work for anybody. And I sure as hell don't work for agents. I don't know what agency could be talking about. This is a very stupid comment. And yes, I have changed my mind about telling people to come to Zambia. Now, before I get into that, let me just explain this. This channel is not about relocation. I am not a relocation expert. I do not help people relocate. I was just throwing out different ideas of where people can relocate to. Because one of the things is there are a lot of retired military and government people who are looking for new places to come to. And so Zambia was at that time a very good option. However, these last 2 years, Zambia has changed. It is not the same country that I first came to. And if I would have came to Zambia the way it is now, I would have not stayed here. Let me just be very open and honest. And yes, I know there are members of parliament that watch my channel, people higher up in the government that watch it. And I hope some of you all reach out to me because I really do want to help you to build the country and make it better. I believe in the thing, one Zambia, one nation. That is something that I strongly believe in. However, right now, it is not one Zambia, one nation. It is greedy ass individuals. There's particular individuals in certain positions that are stopping people from being allowed to come here. Now, I have only been talking to retired military and government people, meaning these are people who do not need any assistance when it comes to living. I'm not talking about broke diasporans that are coming, living off in the villages. No, I'm not talking about those people that you see in Tanzania, Ghana, the Gambia. Those are not the people that I speak to. We're talking about people that would have been coming into your country and you would have had a whole new class of millionaire earning kwacha earners every single year. And at least 4 families have already left. So that's at least $4 million gone out of the country just for this year, another 4 million for next year. And it's because they're not being allowed entry, even though they meet all the requirements that are on the opening page of the immigration for residency permit to be under a retiree. So yes, I have changed my mind. And one of the things that I need people to understand is I'm not one of these broke content creators that need people to get the views, to get the clicks. Like if I wanted to get clicks and views, I would have done that while I was in Colombia. I could have built a 1 million subscriber channel in Colombia very easily, just showing off women, showing off the places I was going to, stuff that no one even talks about in Colombia. Showing you the bus ride to Armenia, showing you the bus ride to Quito, flying to Quito and stuff, coming back from Quito. Like there are so many things that I did in Colombia that I could have showed, but my channel is about integrity. And I don't know about Balmation. Maybe he doesn't have integrity, but I have integrity. That's how I was able to hold my position in the military, which most people do not get. Very few people are able to be at that level that I was at. And I'm not talking about rank. I'm talking about actual job and missions that I was doing. And so I don't have there's nothing I'm going to sell myself for. Let me be very clear. There's not enough money out there. And just to be open and honest, which I'm sure a lot of people are not used to that. And I think that's why that's a trigger word for some people. we're so used to being lied to that we accept lies as truth. And when people are telling the truth, that you want to try to bash them, or, oh, you must be doing this. You must. No, they're just people who are being open and honest. Zambia right now is not the same Zambia from 2 years ago. Here's some reasons how. One, there was no load shedding 2 years ago when I came here. At the most, you might have had a little bit of interference for 30 minutes. Now, like right now, there's no electricity here. We had electricity for 24 hours yesterday. I don't know when power is coming back. There's no schedule for load shedding here in Lusaka. So that is one big major change. Think about, you have a family, you have a baby, you have little kids. How are you going to take them from being in a country with electricity 24/7 to where now they don't have electricity? That's not normal. That's not right. And if you go to a place that want to have a solar backup or some type of solar backup, they're trying to charge you over $1,000 just because you're American. And let's be honest here. There's no place here in Zambia, in Lusaka, worth over $1,000 to live in. Not one place. That same amount of money, 3 months rent that you're paying up front, you could have went and bought land, built your own house, and put your own solar grid in there. So yes, that is people taking advantage. People being told that, oh, there's a tourist tax now, try to get an extra $400 or $500 from people. That is just lying and dishonesty. That wasn't here before. I wasn't seeing that when I first came to Zambia. It had its issues, but it wasn't at that level to where now people are trying to take advantage. Even now, when the dollar is down and the kwacha is getting higher, guess what? Prices are still going up. Nothing's going down. That is dishonesty. So why should you be coming here where they're just raising prices, raising prices, raising prices? Like, let's be real here. People have worked hard for their money. And I know people who work in the military and government bust their ass. They sacrificed a lot for their money to get to where they want to be and where they want their families to be. So no, I'm not going to recommend them to come here until things get better. Once things get better, I'll let people know, hey, now's a good time to try to enter into Zambia. Now's a good time to probably come here and set up. And here's the reason why. Like I said before, Zambia needs a new class of entrepreneurs. Zambia doesn't need schools. Zambia doesn't even need investors. They need a new class of entrepreneurs, a high-end middle class. A high-end middle class means there's a class with enough discretionary income to create businesses. They need people to be hired. There's too many men and women here that do not have jobs. Every single year, when all these new nursing candidates are finishing university, over half of them don't have a place to go. There's no jobs for them. You'll find a Yango driver that has a chemical engineering degree. You can find a Yango driver, someone doing delivery driving, that is a certified lawyer. There's no jobs here. And that means they need a new class of entrepreneurs. Let's bring out the old board. They need this class here. They don't need right now. They have a lack of employment. They need the S quadrant, the small businesses. Big business and investors, they don't need. These two quadrants are not the quadrants that are bringing money into the country. They're making money off the country and leaving it with it. This is the quadrant where all of the retired government and military people will be, in the S quadrant. They could build here, but because they're starting here, they live here, they reside here. The money is flowing in Zambia. That is why that is important. That is why I was actually pushing a campaign to send those people here. Every single year, people from the military and government are always leaving the United States. This is not anything new. This is why the true expat is retired military and government workers. This is how it's always been. Even if you go back to the Roman Empire, those were the people that left their home countries and they would live abroad. There's nothing new. Nothing is new under the sun. So now let me get to the next message that comment he wrote. And this one, it kind of annoyed me because this is the problem with people in the society. Get back to talking about benefits of living in Zambia, not finance. Let me be very clear. My channel is about happiness, health, and wealth. What does that mean? Mental health, finances, and getting wealthy. Like, those are the things that are important. How many people are trying to be in relationships and they can't because their mental health is bad? They don't know how to be a good partner. How many people are not happy because they're suffering from depression and all of that? How many people are not healthy because they don't know how to eat properly? They're not taking care of themselves. They're not, how many men are walking around here without insurance, never getting checkups, and then wondering why they're transitioning at such young ages and mass grows? How many of us are seeing people that are broke? Here's something that I don't think most people realize. Whether it's scamming, stealing, or jealousy, or just straight up envy for someone, it usually has to do with broke people. It is, and what I mean by broke people, it is people who do not even understand they have avenues to make money. There's ways to make money. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you do. All these people that I see walking around with smartphones every single day, laughing, listening to music, watching shows, and not one of them have one damn thought of, let me just Google how to earn some money. Not one. Yet you're telling me I shouldn't be talking about finances. Finances is the problem with the world. People do not understand money. People are not in the rooms where people are discussing money. Like yesterday, I was on a webinar last night. Like, these are things you don't see. You don't see what I do in the background when I'm up 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. This is how I'm able to use my pension and, okay, let me invest something here. Let me move some money here. Let me diversify here. Let me invest something here. So people need to learn about money. And I'm going to continue talking about finances. Maybe your finances are great and that's good for you, Balmation, but other people are not. Because if they were, you wouldn't have people stealing, scamming, being jealous or envious. And it's the jealousy of the people seeing how much money some of these retired military are coming in that is stopping them and blocking them from allowing them in the country. They're exerting their little bit of power and don't realize they're just destroying their own country. They're being a cancer. It is time to cut these cancerous things out and people start realizing it's going to benefit them too. It doesn't benefit anybody for Zambians being broke. It doesn't benefit anybody for Zambians being unemployed. What the hell does that do for the country? And for you being someone who cares so much about this country, you should really be caring about the financial welfare of the people also. And just to let you know this, and this goes for anybody with this type of mindset, if you have a problem with my content, just let me know. I'll block you. I do not care. I do not make content for individuals. I do not make content. I don't work for anybody. Let me be fucking clear about that. And I don't fucking work for you, Balmation. I don't care what you do with your life. If you want to make content around living in Zambia, even though you're not here, do it. Do it. But I'm going to continue making content on how I want to make it and on what I want to make it. And I will release what I want to release. Now, until Zambia start allowing people in fairly and using their laws fairly, instead of people gatekeeping the residency retirement permit, I'm not recommending Zambia. Even right now, I have 2 more people. I need to let them know, hey, just take your time. Don't even try to come anytime soon. Because until I see people are being treated fairly, I'm not recommending the country. Just because I was able to get in, that doesn't give me the right. Like, I still have a moral ground that I walk on, that I'm not going to let the next brother and sister not be treated fairly. And then they waste a lot of money, wasting their savings, and spending money into this country just to get kicked out. It's not right. I know what it feels like to be looking for permanent residency for over the last 8 years. And guess what? There was a lot of money invested in countries with no return, no ability to actually invest in the country, no ability to create businesses, no ability to provide more for my family. And so I know what it feels like, and it's not fucking nice at all. And just to let you know this, like, I have zero tolerance for disrespect or rude comments. And this goes for everybody. I am not a nice person. Let me be very clear about that. I am not a nice person. I am not one of these kiss ass people like, oh, thank you. Like, no. Like I said before, if I wanted to make a channel just around content to create money, I could have done that very easily in Colombia. I could have done that very easily in South Africa, very easily in Panama. Places that I was going, places that I saw that even to this day, people do not show you. So that is not my thing. You can have your opinions on me, whatever you want. I don't care. I don't live for you. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. I'm going to continue focusing on financial independence and financial freedom because clearly that is one of the biggest cancers that we're having. People do not understand the money around them and how to use it to benefit their lives. Like just now, I was in the car yesterday and heard one of the adverts for a new nightclub in Zambia, Cubanas or something, out by Arcades Mall. They don't need any more damn clubs here. Yes, is that club going to be hiring people? But guess what comes with that club? More infidelities in marriages. How good is that for the country? More young girls getting into a nightlife environment. We know what that means. Like, let's not play stupid here. This isn't a Zambian thing. This isn't an African thing. This is a worldwide thing. I used to do security at nightclubs in the US. We all know what goes around with that type of environment. So yes, those things are going to be going on probably. More drunks. How many more drunk men do we need? How many more drunk fathers, uncles, drunk grandfathers do we need? We had enough. How many drunk daughters do we need? How many more drunk mothers do we need? Aunties. Like, let's stop making this drunk ass culture something that is something like, oh, this is fun. How about we start making earning money fun? How about we start making generational wealth fun? How about we start making taking care of our families fun? None of this stuff is fun. And these are investors that are coming into the country. That's the biggest difference between an investor and a small business. Small business is going to be creating wholesome, family approved things because they're trying to provide for their family. They're looking at the long term. They're looking at, okay, how can I get your great grandkids to be a customer of mine also? That's a very different ideology of thinking there, psychology of thinking there, which I'm sure you, Bal Mason, you're not using that. You're probably not studying that. You may be somebody that's retired that don't care about life anymore, and you're just enjoying whatever last days you have, and good for you. But there's other people out here that are thinking for the future. There are futurist thinking people. And as a futurist thinking person, I do not recommend Zambia right now. And I'm going to say this again. If you're retired government or military, you're in the US, go to South Africa first. However, do not just go straight there. You cannot do the permit there. You need to do it from the United States first. That's why I didn't get South African residency, open and honest. I went there. I didn't know about that because most countries you have to get it in the country. South Africa, you need to start the process and do everything from your home country. So if you are looking to come to the southern region of Africa, start there, but you need to do your due diligence, get all your information, go to your consulates and ask them and see how you start the process there. I didn't do it, so I can't give you advice on that. And that is it for today, man. Honestly, I didn't plan on doing any videos until Monday. I was just taking a little break. It's Independence Day here, and I was taking a little mini vacation. But when I woke up and saw these dumb comments, I was like, let me go ahead and address this right now. Because one thing that I'm going to always maintain on my channel is you're going to have respect. If you don't have respect, I will block you. And the beautiful thing about blocking people on YouTube or any other social media, you will never get my content again in your life. It means you're pretty much excommunicated like you're in the Catholic Church. You will never get my information again. And I have zero problems with blocking people. If you follow me on TikTok, you know I do it all the time. My moderators do it all the time. We need to start acting like adults, especially if you're a man. Act like a damn man and be respectful. Every man knows they don't speak certain ways to each other in their face. So don't do it through a keyboard. Imagine you're face to face with that man, because every man knows disrespect comes with repercussions. And so that is it for today. Enjoy your weekend. If you're here in Zambia, happy Independence Day. And also, I know eventually President HH is going to be seeing my videos. President, I want to see Zambia succeed, but we need to find a way to ensure that the right people are coming here. And those right people, to start out, do the Make America Great Again model. And what I mean by that is go back to when America was bringing in immigrants, middle-class immigrants from other countries that were able to start up entrepreneurship businesses. Entrepreneurship is the key. That is what Zambia is missing. It's not missing anything else. It needs more entrepreneurs here. And to be able to home grow them is so difficult because of the inflation and deflation of the kwacha. So you have to start bringing them in from the outside. And the easiest and simplest way to do it is target American retired military and government. These are law abiding people. These are people that have a lifetime pension. And now you have created a whole new class of millionaires in Quacha. You don't have to even focus on millionaire dollar earners. Millionaire Quacha earners, because they're going to be living in this country, they're going to be able to have enough discretionary income. And if they come together, you now have a super economy just from a small group of people that can be investing in villages, building roads, doing all of these things. Like just a few small guys that I was looking at before some of them had to leave, we were looking into getting boreholes so we can start going to villages and digging boreholes out there, bringing it more affordable. Looking at different machines to help pave different roads, get some of these side roads cleaned up and be able to maintain them better. Like this is the stuff we're looking at. One Zambia, one nation.